Back for some more Shelton Shenanigans.
Hi, my name is Miss Savage, and Miss Shelton asked me to read a story for you all for Black History Month. And I couldn't think of a better month to read a book for Miss Shelton's YouTube channel. So I went through all my books, and I think I found the best one. So this is called When the Beat Was Born, and it's written by DJ Kool Herc and the creation, or it's about DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip hop. It was written by Laban Carrick Hill, illustrated by Theodore Taylor III. I hope it's not backwards. If it is, I'll send Miss Shelton some pictures so she can do her editing thing. So, this is about Clive. Clive loved music. It didn't matter what kind, whether it was a wah-wah scat of a jiving trumpet, a sorrowful twang of a sad voice, or the belting boom of a gospel singer. Little Clive loved the way sound thumped and bumped all the way down to in his stomach. He loved the way the music made his feet go. Hip, hip, hop, hippity hop. Little Clive lived in Kingston, Jamaica. His hero was a DJ named King George who threw the biggest and baddest house parties in the neighborhood of Somerset Lane. On Saturday nights, everybody who was anybody made their way to Somerset Lane for King George's hot dance parties. Little Clive was too young to go to the parties, so he went to the house when King George and his friends were setting up during the day. They'd arrive pushing a big old handcart stacked with crates of records. Clive had never seen so many records. He imagined himself as a DJ, surrounded by all those records, choosing just the right song to get the party jamming. He saw himself toasting like a DJ, talking and singing over the instrumental B-sides of records. Clive dreamed of everyone's feet going hip, hip, hop, hippity hop. Little Clive really wanted to be a DJ. When little Clive was 13, he joined his mama in New York City. Clive wasn't sure he liked his new neighborhood in the Bronx. It was cold, he had to wear a silly winter hat with ear flaps, and everybody made fun of him. But Clive did find one thing besides music that made him feel like he belonged: sports. He ran track and lifted weights. He played basketball at the neighborhood playground. Soon, little Clive was no longer little. He had grown to 6'5" tall. He called himself Cool as Clyde, after his favorite baseball player, Walt Clyde Frazier. But the kids on the basketball court took one look at his size and called him Hercules. Clive cut the name short to Herc and then added cool to make it just right. Kool Herc. The best part of being big was that he could go with his mama to neighborhood house parties where he listened to the hottest tunes and danced like crazy. Clive loved these parties. They were just like the ones he stood outside of in Somerset Lane. One day, Kool Herc's father bought a monster sound system with a giant 6-foot speakers. But when he hooked up the system, instead of a really big sound coming from the speakers, a little mumbling sound trickled out. Kool Herc spent days switching wires and plugging things into other things until one day the sound was big. Not just big like Kool Herc, but big like an entire block in the Bronx. Kool Herc and his little sister Cindy rented the rec room in their housing project on Sedgwick Avenue. They handwrote invitations telling everybody when and where to get their groove on. They posted cards around the neighborhood. They set up their father's sound system. On the night of the party, everybody who was anybody made their way to Sedgwick Avenue for Kool Herc's hot dance party. That's when Kool Herc became DJ Kool Herc. DJ Kool Herc noticed that dancers danced crazy hard during the breaks in the song when the lyrics ended and the music pumped and thumped. Herc knew that's what dancers wanted, so he plugged in 2 turntables instead of 1. He put the same record on both turntables. He set it up so that when one record ended its break, he could flip over to the other turntable and play it again. Doing this over and over, he made a 10-second break last for 10, 15, even 20 minutes or more. He remembered the way DJs in Jamaica would chant and toast over the music. He started calling out the names of his friends during the breaks. There goes my Mellow, Coke LaRock in the house. There goes my Mellow, Clark Kent in the house. There goes my Mellow, Timmy Tim in the house. There goes my Mellow, Bombata. Everybody loved hearing his or her name called out over the music. He'd compliment people on their dance moves. He'd talk about the music and send shout-outs. He'd make up little raps like the jump rope rhymes he'd heard on the playground. Or he would call, "Hey, Mike on the lights. Mike Mike on the lights, make like a strobe." And Mike would flip the switch on and off. Over the next year, Herc took his parties to the streets and parks of the Bronx. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see. He plugged his sound system into the lampposts. They pulled so much power that the street lights dimmed, the perfect lighting for a street party. Kool Herc's music made everybody happy. Even street gangs wanted to dance, not fight. Gangs like the Savage Skulls, the Glory Stompers, and the Blue Diamonds, the Black Cats, and the Black Spades turned into breakdancing crews who performed some of the slickest moves. Herc called the coolest dancers break dancers or b-boys because they loved to dance the breaks in the songs. When Herc would find a really good break, he'd shout, "B-boys go down!" And then the break dancers would cut and jump their gymnastics. Hey, check this out. The top rock, the down rock, the turtle, the windmill, one-handed handstand freeze. I bet y'all can do some of that stuff. I've seen you. Herc gathered a crew of friends to rap behind his DJing. He invited Coke LaRock, a Jamaican friend, to rap. He called him his Master of Ceremonies, or MC. Coke knew all about toasting like Jamaican DJs. He was the first of Herc's crew of MCs, called the Herculoids. Herc would introduce them with a rap. "You rock and you don't stop. And this is the sounds of the DJ Kool Herc, and the sound system you're listening to is what we call the Herculoids." Soon, kids from all over New York City came to see DJ Kool Herc, who threw the biggest and baddest parties on Sedgwick Avenue. Africa, Bombata, Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy Jeff, and dozens of others all wanted to be DJs just like Kool Herc. There's no story can't be told. There's no horse that can't be rode. And no bull can't be stopped and ain't a disco we can't rock. Herc, who's the man with the master plan from the land of the Gracie Grace? Herc. Herc didn't just rock the block. He put the hip hop, hippity hop into the world's heartbeat. That's it. When the beat was born, DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip hop.
Make sure that you're checking the description box below each video. If it's an AR book, then I'll make sure that I have all the information that you need in order to take the AR quiz in the description box below the video. I'll have the book level, the number of points, and the quiz number, so I make it super easy for you guys to earn AR points. Also, make sure that you're hitting that big thumbs up button. You can comment below if you're a student or if you're not a student and you just want to say hello. I'll go through and answer as many comments as I can. And make sure that you have hit that big red subscribe button so that you don't miss out on the latest shenanigans. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified each time I upload a video. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Mwah! Bye! Hey, Hooligans, and welcome.